What does it really take to be stronger for life? Welcome to the Film Threat Podcast. I am Chris Gore, and as you know, if you've been watching this or listening to the Film Threat Podcast and me talk, you know that I love movies. One thing I know nothing about clearly is the fitness industry. And for me, fitness has always been a struggle. And so whenever I see stories that involve the fitness, I'm always inspired by that. And an incredibly inspiring story is this documentary called Stronger for Life. The star and the subject of the documentary, Ilaria Montagnani, is here today. Ilaria, thank you so much. Your story is incredibly inspiring. I don't know if it's going too far to say you're a fitness guru, but you do work at one of the elite, if not the best fitness facilities and brands in the United States. That's Equinox. Anyone that knows the brand Equinox, it is the best of the best if you're a trainer at Equinox. So no surprise in the footage in the film. I mean, you knock it out of the park, whatnot.
Thank you. Hi, Chris.
Hi. Good to be. I'm sorry. That was a long-winded introduction. My apologies. But what you did in this documentary, I mean, not just, we get introduced to your life. You have this amazing family, this, your incredible life. You're inspirational to people at Equinox. It's not just about you're motivating other people emotionally and physically to push themselves to the limit and whatnot. But what the doc delves into is your struggles with cancer and how you deal with that being, in such incredible physical form. I mean, the documentary does an amazing job of showing your journey, but what was that like to be at the top of your game physically and then just be hit with something that, affects the very instrument, the tool that you've been using to inspire others?
It sucked. First of all, it was not, and I was not prepared for it. So yeah, I was doing great. I was, for years I've been, the picture of health, of feeling strong, telling people to be strong, motivating people to exercise and be strong. And then I got diagnosed with cancer. And at the time that I got diagnosed and we were started shooting, because I decided to document how that was going to affect my life physically and emotionally. I really had no idea how bad that cancer was going to be. I had no idea what the procedure, I really didn't know. And I wanted to just document how that was going to affect the life of someone that had always lived through exercise, had always motivated others to exercise, and how I was going to react with that. How am I going to react? Am I going to be able to exercise again? To what level? Am I going to get depressed? Am I going to be able to come back to the way I was before, better or worse? So that's kind of like the reason why we started the documentary. And it was a journey. It was definitely a journey because, again, I had no idea what to expect. You're told you have cancer and your life goes just like, now what, kind of thing. And I wanted to show how exercise helped me through my cancer rehabilitation, through my illness, and also especially, coming back to what I love to do, which is working out and telling other people to work out. And kind of like the story of Stronger for Life is that it's exercise makes us stronger for life. It makes me stronger for life, but it also makes everybody stronger for life. So, and the real challenge here was, how do I react when I have something like this, which is cancer?
And one of the things that you do really well in the doc is just put your life right out there. You're incredibly vulnerable. And I think one of the things that was just really, really difficult was seeing, after you've been, you've gone through surgery and whatnot, and you cannot even do the most simple physical thing is a challenge. And the fact that you showed this, that you were willing to kind of open up your life. Like you're not just going to show your struggles. You're going to show all the worst parts of it. How did you deal with that? Like mentally and physically, like the most simple thing, lifting a cup out of a cupboard, like is a challenge that must have just been heart-wrenching.
It was humbling. It was very humbling, and it was heart-wrenching on days. And I think there is one part in the documentary where they were shooting, and I was just like, "That's it. I can't deal." You go through days where you are, you feel like I have this. I know I'm going to feel weak. I'm not well, but I'm going to make it through. And there are days where you just kind of go like, "Oh, damn it. I'm just don't know what's going to happen. And am I going to be able to ever, do things, when you're sick and you have fever and you think I'm never going to be well again, you're so this is bigger and for extended period of time. And you just have to have faith, and you have to just continue persevering. One of the great things about exercise, and that's any kind of exercise, it doesn't have to be at the gym, it doesn't have to be, it's whatever exercise is for you. One of the greatest thing about exercise, that it really teaches you to be disciplined. And the discipline is what really saved me during the time that I was really feeling down and I really didn't want to do things. Or I would go to the gym and I would lift 2 pounds and I'm like, oh, this feels like 20 pounds or 200 pounds. I can't even move this thing. And, so you really feel pretty down. But having the discipline that the exercise gives you, that you just have to keep going. You just have to put one foot in front of another and keep going. This is what exercise teaches us. So that is really pretty much the main lesson of this whole movie.
I mean, if anything, this last year has kind of taught us that, or the last year and a half, I don't know, it's been
year and a half.
But it really has taught us how important our health is. It's not emphasized enough, right? Healthy people are surviving getting this, getting the COVID, right? Like healthy people are surviving it. It really just shows you how important it is to keep that health. And what you do, what you do is just so like you push people to their limits. For someone like myself, and probably for most of the people that, are watching YouTube or listen to podcasts, and are not Equinox members. I have a friend who's an Equinox member, and he sings the praises, and he's been to many fitness facilities. He says that Equinox is like the best of the best. What can you say to a person or to people that like now looking at how, this landscape has played out over the last, over a year now that we've been dealing with this? How do you take control of your body and your fitness and make that a priority?
Yeah. First of all, I can shamelessly plug that, I teach at Equinox, but I have my community. I have my programs for 20 years. So I have a vast offering online and through my website of workouts. You don't have to be a member of Equinox to exercise with me. But regardless, I think it's important to just let everybody understand that you have to exercise. It doesn't have to be at the gym. It doesn't have to be at the top gym, the glitzy gym, the things with equipment, is whatever works for you. But it's really important, like you said, after this, more than a year and a half of people staying in, I think people are starting to understand the importance of physically exercising and paying attention to your body, and paying attention to your body. That just doesn't just mean go to the doctor when you don't feel well or do your checkups, which is a great message in the movie, and we want people to do that. But it's really like work out. You owe it to yourself. We're human beings. We're meant to move. We're not meant to stay still. Our lifestyle, forces us, most of us, to sit in traffic, sit at work, sit at home, do all of those kind of things. So it's a push of like move. If it's a hike outside, if it's a swim in the ocean, if it's a swim if it's go out dancing, the important thing, and what I always tell everybody, is that you have to exercise. You have to do something for your body. It's not just the mind. It's not just here. Our body is so important. We've a little bit neglected that.
I would say probably for most Americans, more than neglected that.
Nice.
Probably put myself in that category. I find walking and actually just doing, like, I call it urban hiking. That is, I really love to do that. I mean, several miles, just, I try to go a different way. That's, but I know I need to step it up, because I mean, you are, I don't, it's not an exaggeration. Your physical form is exceptional. Like, there are photos that accompany this movie where, I mean, yes, you just look, I mean, your definition, your muscle definition, just everything, I mean, is exceptional. How do you get to that place?
That's hours and hours of work. So I think there are levels with working out, right? I mean, the message here is that it's exercise makes you stronger for life. Whatever's your exercise, whatever's your level, however many minutes a day you can put into it, but you have to devote it to yourself. For me, is my work. For me, I've done it for over 20 years. So, over 25, 26, 70, well, since I started much long. So my life is dedicated to this. So yes, my body reflects my training. My body reflects what I do every day, my job, my dedication. But the message is that, and what and what I really would love to tell everybody is, like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It's important. And a lot of people get motivated to exercise because they want to lose weight or they want to have a good, nice bicep, and all of that is great. And we want that, but it's understanding how much bigger is exercise. At a time like where I got diagnosed with cancer, I felt like, what do you mean me? I am so healthy. I exercise. I do all of these great things. And I kind of got angry, for a while. I was like, I'm not supposed to get it. I do all this great. And then you realize, first of all, that's a stupid way of thinking. Cancer doesn't discriminate, or any kind of illness actually doesn't discriminate. But you know what? Having exercise and having a certain kind of body really helps you with the recovery. So there's tremendous advantages anyway. And like you said, in a time like this where we've had COVID and we've seen so much, people not feeling, well, if we devote more time to, to the exercise and to taking care of our body, things are going to be just better. It's just that simple.
You really expose yourself in this journey, dealing with cancer. What is your advice for that? I mean, obviously, when we meet you in the documentary, you're a fighter. I mean, right out of the gate, you're a fighter. You're fighting not just for yourself, but for the everyone that you're teaching and instructing. So what do you say to someone that is about to go through this battle, or is in the midst of this battle, a battle that you fought and won?
First of all, know that you're going to have ups and downs. They're normal, and don't get too discouraged with the downs, because when they hit you, they're like a tsunami, and you just, want to stop and not do anything. And you do have to find the fighter inside of you. We all have it. People, as I got diagnosed and started telling people, they all told me, "Oh, you're such a fighter. You're a warrior. No problem. You're going to fight this." And I was like, you know what? Actually, no, I'm feeling really down and I can't find my fighting spirit. For a couple of weeks, I was so down and such in a black hole. And I was like, where is my fighting spirit? I don't think I have it, or it's gone forever. And then, you just have to scrape and fight every single day, because you can't just you think that things are going to go well. You have to be actively working for it, knowing that sometimes the actively working for it is not going to work, but you cannot surrender. And I was just every day I was like, I need to put myself into a good state and just go through this and know that I'm going to make it through. And you just have to really have that inside of you. And even sometimes it's faking it, I don't care, but you have to tell yourself, you're going to go through this and you're going to make it.
Well, sometimes they say fake it till you make it, right? But I mean, it does work, psychologically. I feel that's really effective. Your story is so inspiring. The movie is a beautiful journey. What's it like now to kind of look back at that and to actually see yourself? I assume you've seen the film, and see yourself, and then now kind of look back at that, what is that experience like to kind of have that, in the rearview mirror?
It's interesting, because I think the body and the mind tends to forget the worst part that you go through. So when I look at the movie, there are parts that I don't I don't really want to look at. I don't want to be reminded of how I felt when I was there, but it's a good lesson to be reminded when you really have those moments where you feel like you're never going to come out of it. You feel like you're going to be weak forever. You feel like you're going to be defeated forever. And then you realize, you know what? I made it through. And it's, as I said, it's very humbling to look at that. And once again, I thank the discipline that I have, that exercise gave me, because the truth is that there are days you're going to wake up and you have zero motivation, whether it's because you're sick, whether because you don't feel like it, whether because your family is just, whatever that is. We wake up, all of us wake up and they're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And the only way that you can do it, it's finding that discipline, and exercise gives us that discipline, not the motivation, the discipline to just like say, you know what? 10 minutes. I'm just going to do 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes become 12, and then 12 becomes 17. But for everything, I mean, I say that as exercise, but it's everything that we need to do and works that way.
Well, I think if anything, I could probably use more discipline when it comes to working out. That's for sure. I'm pretty methodical when it comes to work. Work involving a sedentary lifestyle, but when it comes to exercise, that's been a challenge for me. But your movie really inspired me. Where can people find you if they want to? You do online classes, right? Like
on my website, they can do everything on my website. My website is called Power Strike. And so they can do everything with me live or on demand, not live if they don't want to do it live. So there is an offering there. And in addition to obviously Equinox for anybody that goes to Equinox, because now I'm back and, we're teaching there and we're doing all the programs there. But, listen, I hear you when you say that you have discipline when you do your things that and you have to do. But you know what? The great thing is that discipline is a muscle and it only gets stronger. And it's really the hardest thing is to start. And then you get a little bit of attraction. It's much easier. The hardest part is to start. Always.
Taking that first step is the most difficult step. It's powerstrike.com. Is that it? Powerstrike.com. Yes. Ilaria Montagnani, thank you so much for joining us on the Film Threat Podcast. You're an inspiration, and it's absolutely been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.